Okay. So let's just start immediately. So research, are you there? Is researcher there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Please, can everyone see the screen? So today we are going to talk about. Today's meeting is about NFTs and the blockchain and Tezos and what and those kind of stuff. Um, so that's what we are going to talk about today. And Vicentia is the one who is going to give the presentation on the topic, NFTs, the blockchain and Tezos. And so without further talking and anything, um, I'll just hand. So we had this same meeting physically, at the College of Science. And the reason why we are having an online one also is because after having the physical meeting, people were asking, oh, we want online, we want a second one. So can you do a second one? And that is why we organized this second meeting on this same topic, right? So that those of you who were not around who were not around those of you who are not around in the physical one, the one we had at the College of Arts, you can also benefit, right? And so Essential was the one who gave the presentation that time. And even that presentation is on our YouTube, so you can go and see that whole meeting and everything was posted on our YouTube and everything. And it was a nice meetup. So yeah, we are going to talk about we have a lot of extra stuff that we will talk about in addition to this. So even if you were there in that previous meetup, I'm sure you learned extra stuff here. So yes, Vizersha, I'm leaving the floor for you. Please start.
All right. Thank you very much. So no feedback.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, by in front of us.
Okay. So is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity. And yeah, this is Tezos, and then we are having our NFT and then blockchain meetup. So I'll begin by saying that who is this online meetup for? All right. So if you're an artist, any form of art that you do, and you're looking for a marketplace where your art can be appreciated by a wider audience, then this is for you. Or if you're just a crypto enthusiast looking to learn more about this space, this is also for you. If you're an investor trying to identify some crazy investment opportunities in this space, then this is also for you. And if you just want to explore what are the other streams of economy NFTs can contribute towards, like what exactly is in the whole ecosystem of NFTs and what it can actually contribute towards, then this is also for you. So let me just introduce myself. My name is V, and I'm the co-lead of Tezos Ghana. A crypto enthusiast. I'm an educator from Authority, which is just a community to learn more about cryptocurrencies. And since I've told you everything that I am, let me tell you what I'm not. So I'm not a financial advisor. You have to do your own research if you want to take any steps from the information that you'll be getting today. All right. So basically, that is it. So we'll start basically with what are NFTs. Okay. So we have a presentation slide that we'll be looking at some point. So what are NFTs? And I'll say the word NFT, it stands for non-fungible token. Okay. So when we say fungibility, like something is fungible, it means that an item is replaceable. Okay, any item that can be replaceable by another identical item, or it can be interchanged one for one. We can say that it is fungible. All right. So for instance, if I come and borrow 1 Ghana cedi from you today and you give me a cedi note, tomorrow when I'm coming to pay back and I bring 250 peso coins to you, you don't really care about it. You won't insist that I should bring that same 1 Ghana cedi note because they are fungible. We can interchange 1 cedi note for 250 peso coin notes and everybody will be fine because the value is the same. Okay, so that is basically what fungibility means. Anything that you can exchange one for one because the value is the same. Now, it implies that anything that is non-fungible cannot be exchanged for another item because it is unique. All right. So if I give you a phone, I have a phone, probably a phone which was released in 2018, and then I have an iPhone which was maybe released last year or something. You can't interchange that. You can't swap because it's not the same value. So we say it's non-fungible because they have two different values. We can have an estate. We have houses in an estate, the same color, they are all painted white, but you can't interchange those houses because one may be in a better state than the other, so one will be more valuable. So that's what it means if something is non-fungible, okay, because they have unique properties, unlike the first example I gave, right? So since we know what fungible means, what non-fungible means, let's look at what a token is, if we say a token. And a token is basically anything that can be traded, okay, or it can be exchanged. It doesn't have to be money, but you can just exchange something in return for another thing. It doesn't have to be money. That's what a token is. So if you put everything together, we just say NFTs are tokens that live on a blockchain, okay, and then they represent ownership of unique items. So we have unique items, we put them on the blockchain, and then we call them NFTs because they are unique, and then there are certain characteristics that make them NFTs, and we'll delve into that. So if you look at the presentation there, you could see that we have things which are fungible. We have Bitcoin and the dollar. For instance, when we check the value of the Bitcoin right now, we can interchange it for the dollar value. But when we look at the Mona Lisa painting, we can't exchange it for that is an NFT you see there, that's a CryptoPunk, and then we'll go into that. We can't exchange it for that because they are of different values. So they are all unique. All right. And basically, most things in the world are non-fungible, right? Basically. But there are some things which are fungible, and that's what I've explained. So the NFTs are just tokens that live on the blockchain. And what is the blockchain? The blockchain is like a decentralized let me just make it very simple. It's a decentralized ledger. And what I mean is that if I want to buy something online, I'll use my Visa card, and then my bank will interact with whichever online place I want to buy something from. So the deduction will be made from my bank. It will be between the bank and that online market. But if something is decentralized, it means that I can actually buy something from online without my bank knowing. My bank do not keep records of my transactions. It's decentralized. It is a big, let's say, record of transactions, which is stored by a lot of people. It is duplicated, and a lot of people have a copy of it. So any transaction that takes place, everybody sees it. It is open. Unlike the first one example I gave, that you need to go to your bank. You are buying something, you are using a physical card. It means that the transaction will be between your bank and the online platform. But this is a new world, let me put it that way. We are evolving, where you can make transactions without any central body knowing about it. So I can transfer money to somebody in America without a bank. I can transfer money to someone in America without any central system, without PayPal, without Skrill, without Perfect Money. All these things are kind of centralized systems that we have in place. But now we can do that through a decentralized system, and that is powered by the blockchain. So we'll look more into that later. We'll probably go into that. So now, what is the concept behind NFTs in essence, right? So, and why are NFTs useful? Now, you would agree with me that if you want to track a digital file, who owns it? It can be very, 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 very tricky, because if you produce an artwork, you can put it on your WhatsApp status. Someone can just screenshot it and use it. Someone can screenshot that picture, print it, and put it in his room. Someone can use it as a status, and it keeps going. Someone can share it with someone else, and it really becomes difficult. Who is the owner of this artwork? And this is what NFTs is coming to do. So how can you prove the original owner of an artwork when everybody has an identical copy of it? Okay, how can you actually prove that this person is the one who is the original owner or the creator of this artwork? So this is where NFTs solve the problem. So imagine that you made a piece of art, like it's a JPEG file on your computer. You can create an NFT out of it. And then technically the NFT is like a smart contract that live on a blockchain. When we say smart contract, it basically means it's like executed by a piece of code or a line of code. And this code automatically tells the system what to do without any external influences. Okay, so that's what an NFT is about. So the NFT that represents your artwork contains some information about it. So when we say NFT, yes, we know it has to do with artwork, collectibles, and all those things. But there's something very interesting about it we are going to learn. That the NFT actually represents, a bit of information, such as when it was created, the unique fingerprint of the file, the token name, and some things like that. Now, this token is then stored onto the blockchain, and then you, the artist, becomes the owner. Now, you can sell that token by creating a transaction on the blockchain. So the blockchain makes sure that this information can never be tampered with, okay? And it allows you to track who is the current owner of the token, how much it has been sold in the past, and other important information, like who is even the current owner. So when you take an artwork, for example, and you want to make an NFT out of it, the artwork itself is not stored on the blockchain. Only the attributes of the artwork is stored on the blockchain, right? The artwork is stored on other servers, like the IPFS, which is called the Interplanetary File System. Okay, so the artwork you see out there, I believe when you go to Twitter, you see a trend in the crypto communities and things like that. People are using some avatars, mostly the crypto punks. Now, what happens is that anybody can see this artwork, anybody can save it. What is stored on the blockchain is not the artwork, but some characteristics about it. So that's when NFTs become weird, because anyone can view the images or even the entire images for free, right? So what is the big deal about it? You ask yourself, so why are people spending millions of dollars on something that you can screenshot, you can download it? Why are people actually spending so much money on it? And that is because an NFT allows the buyer to own the original item. Not only that, it contains some kind of authentication, like you are the owner, and also serves as a proof of ownership. Okay, so even though anyone can screenshot the artwork, use it on his status, there is one owner, and that can be traced on the blockchain. And it's if you buy that artwork, it means that we can trace it to you. So collectors value it, like it gives you some bragging rights. That's what NFTs do. NFTs give you some kind of status, what we call flex, right? You can flex that you own this piece of art. Anybody can see it, anybody can have it in this room, anybody can do whatever they want to do with it. But when it comes to who is the owner, you are the owner. So NFTs give you some kind of flex muscles to flex that, of course, like you have some status, you own this. That is basically the trending one, but there are other very important use cases of NFTs. Okay, so that is it with how NFTs work. Okay, so that is it with how NFTs work. So we are going to look at some. Why are they useful? So for validation, as I've said, it shows that this artwork is valid. It is the original. The other one is for verification. Okay, so when you go to Twitter, you see that some people's profiles have that blue check. It means that is the original Elon Musk. If anybody calls himself Elon Musk without that blue check, it means that guy is a fake. So this is what NFTs come to do. NFTs come to distinguish who is fake, which one is original. All right. And then also ownership. So as I said, an artwork can be sold for $10 million. I can download that artwork right now. I can put it in my room, but I'm not the owner. And NFTs come to help us identify that. So let's go to use cases of NFTs. Now, what are NFTs really used for? All right, is it just collectibles? Is it just some artworks or whatever? What are NFTs used for? Now, NFTs can be used to sell concert tickets. So that is one thing. So there can be a concert, for example, let's say Kanye West has, let's say, a concert. Instead of the tickets being probably hard copy or even just tickets being sold online, they can be NFTs, such that they are very, very unique. And you can even have the seat number of that concert tied to that NFT. So who knows? The tickets can sell out and you can resell that NFT as a token at a higher price. So that is one way NFTs can be used. NFTs can also be used to sell domain names. You know, domain names are unique. So that is another thing. Even real estate, NFTs can be used to in real estate, such that you can sell physical houses and lands as NFTs. We know in our system here, we know how litigation is so rampant. So imagine all the lands in Ghana have been put on a blockchain, such that there's not going to be the chief sold it to me, the chief's cousin sold it to me, the chief's mother sold it to me, or something. There's not going to be any saga. If you really want to know the owner, we just go to the blockchain and we trace who is the owner. So that is another use case of NFTs. Another thing is that's the usual one we all know. Artwork, all right? Artworks can be minted into NFTs. Music, people have actually released their albums as NFTs. We have this group called the Kings of Leon. They release an NFT as an album as an NFT. Right? We have movies, okay? Movies too going in as NFTs, GIFs, fonts, even font sizes can be released as NFTs. Clothing where also, you know, there are some clothing brands which are venturing into the NFT space. Also collectibles. I know in those times, I don't really know whether it's popular in Africa, but in those places, you know, they used to have this baseball cards, these football trading cards, that if you have those cards, they are kind of rare cards. And these are all collectibles. People keep them, you know, people keep them in their homes and stuff like that. People keep them as part of their, you know, investments with the hope that in future the prices go up. So we just have collectibles. And in our modern day, an example of these collectibles is what we see as the crypto punks, you know, those PNG files, I mean JPEG, just those, I don't even know how to explain them because it's really, really insane that those pictures, mere pictures, pixels are seen as very, very valuable. And we are going to go into that because, you know, the NFT space has come under a lot of critics. People say it's in a bubble, but I'll comment on that later. And there are reasons why these things are really gaining these kind of prizes. So we'll get there. When we go into gaming, yeah, this is a really hot niche right now. That is the gaming finance, what we call the GameFi. And, you know, there are some games that you can play and earn money, yes. But what we are talking about are games which are based on the blockchain, such that you can earn tokens, real life like tokens that you can convert them into money. Okay, and an example is Is Nft. It's a game that has like banked about $2 billion in sales in Ethereum, and that's really crazy. And what this game is about, and how big this game is that actually in a country like Philippines, some people have stopped their full-time jobs to just be playing these games because they earn as much as $1,500 a month from playing these games. Aside Axie Infinity, which is one of the top games, we have the Sandbox, we have Mobox, we have Crypto Blades, we have games which are for web, which are for mobile. There are so many games out there now, and when we see that we have a strong gaming community, we can do some separate tutorials into that. So we want to know if you're really interested in that. We can have separate tutorials in how you can start playing these games right on your mobile phone and earn cryptocurrency from those games, right? So when we go to gaming, NFTs are used there such that the in-game gems can be sold as NFTs. There are some games that you can even buy a land in the game, and then anytime anyone uses that land in the game, they pay you for it. Okay, so things are really getting heated up, and it's good to have this kind of information now so that it opens your mind and opens your eyes to the possibilities in this space. Then the next thing I would like to talk about is the metaverse. These are all use cases of NFTs. Now, what the metaverse is simply a digital world in which anything we imagine can take place there, right? So meta means beyond and verse means universe. So the metaverse is an extension of the universe, an extension of the physical world. right? So the metaverse is that collective virtual space that it kind of merges the physical world, virtual reality, augmented reality, and the internet. So the metaverse has the potential to become very big in the coming decade. And one example of the projects in the metaverse is the Decentraland. And in the Decentraland, this is where you can buy land, you can develop properties, real estate, and you sell them. Land, plots of land in virtual reality are going for prices such as $1 million. Lands which are not physical lands that you can say that this is the location. These are lands which are in the virtual world. People use their VR lenses to step into these virtual worlds, and then you can buy land in the virtual world for $1 million, $500,000, and it's really heating up. It's really booming right now. So that is the metaverse, and these are things that are happening in the NFT space. And one interesting thing is that you can actually attend a conference in the virtual reality space. You can build your house. You can have your family, like that kind of thing, in the virtual reality world, and earn money even from putting ad banners there. People click on those ad banners and it goes to real websites that of companies, and these companies can pay you for putting their ads on your ad space in the virtual world. So these are ways that NFTs are being used, right? So there are also some shocking use cases of NFTs, and let's look into that. Let's look at that. And one of the first use cases that will really shock you is that the founder of Twitter, he sold his first tweet as an NFT. And then the amazing thing is that when you go to Twitter right now, you pick your app, you can go and trace that first tweet of Jack Dorsey, but that tweet has been sold to somebody. Someone owns this tweet, and that person paid over $2.9 million for it, just his tweet. There's actually a platform called Valuables that kind of tokenize tweets. So you can actually sell your tweet. Someone will see your tweet as valuable to pay for it. So these are some of the shocking use cases. Not only that, a couple decided to marry on the blockchain. So instead of using physical rings that we see, they actually decided to mint their rings as NFT on the Ethereum blockchain, and that cost them about over $500 for that. So that people are finding very interesting things to do with NFTs. And then we have various companies who have also gotten into NFTs. Let's quickly look at that. We have Coca-Cola, who did an auction with NFTs. We have Yahoo. We have next slide. We have McLaren. They are into the sporting. The sports stuff. They are into NFTs too. Marvel. We know Marvel with Spider-Man and stuff like that. They also are into NFTs. Next, we have CNN, who also sold their historic moments as an NFT. We have billionaires who have gotten into this space. Elon Musk, other artists who have also, and celebrities have gotten into this space. We have Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg recently released his NFT collection too. And you have other interesting, figures who have also gotten into this space. So the question is that why are some of these NFTs worth so much money? It's just too amazing. I think let's go to the next. I want us to look at some NFT collections. Okay, yeah, we have Germany. Yeah, all these people are into NFTs countries. So we're going to look at some of the expensive NFTs sold. So let's look at that. So this is I think so far the highest we have, and that was by an artist called Beeple professionally. And this is an artwork which is a collage of 5,000 artworks of his, and it sold for 69 million it was bought by a guy called Metakovan, right? And it's really, really, really mind-blowing because this is a JPEG file that sold for this amount of money. So this is the highest so far. Let's go on to the other ones. These are the CryptoPunks. Now this was the first recognized let's say collectibles that were minted on the Ethereum blockchain around 2017. Now, one interesting thing is that NFTs have been around since 2017, but it really boomed this year. CryptoPunks was around, CryptoKitties, and then we had the Ether Rocks. All these collectibles were among the first, which were minted, and that is what is giving it that kind of hype, because it was among the first. People want to be part of history. Okay, so this is an alien punk which sold for over $4 million. These prices might have been updated by now. Okay, so you can check out Twitter. There's a bot that you can use to check out these prices. Let's move on. We have, yeah, so this is also a CryptoPunk, and then this is an Iron Cat. This was a GIF that sold for over $600,000. So just this one, and I think Snoop Dogg has partnered with the creator of this to release some more, collectibles in this space. All right, so you'll be wondering that, yeah, we also have the NBA Top Shots. Yeah, so these take short moments in the basketball game, and then these videos are sold to people. Interesting thing is that you can go and watch the full video on YouTube or on TV, but the thing is that people own just about 30 seconds of it for huge amounts of money. So why are some of these NFTs worth millions of dollars? And I think you should be thinking about that now. Then the thing is that, well, the worth is determined by what people are willing to pay for it. So if I'm willing to pay $100 for a particular NFT, then it's worth $100. Now, prices are driven by demand. So you have to be careful, because an expensive NFT becomes worthless if nobody sees it more valuable than you saw it and you bought it, right? So if I bought an NFT for $2,000, I should find another buyer who sees it more valuable than I bought it and will buy it. Now, there are some factors that affect the demand of NFTs. The first thing is the aesthetics, like how beautiful it looks, how stunning it looks. But that is not really a serious factor, because when you look at the trending NFT artworks, many people do not really see it as any big deal in terms of aesthetics. So it just looks like a pixel, and they wonder why a pixel should cost this much when people have, painstakingly drawn very complicated artworks and they don't sell that much, right? So we are going to the next thing that drives the demand. The next thing is how rare it is, how rare the NFT is. If it is very hard to come by, for example, the CryptoPunks, I think are just about 10,000. So of course, we will have more than 10,000 people who want to lay a hand on the CryptoPunk. So that gives it some kind of high price rarity. Those rocks, ether rocks, they were just pictures of rocks which had different shades of colors. They were just about 100. They are 100, okay? So people would like to, have those rare stuff, because it brings some kind of prestige. As I said, it gives you some status that it gives you some sense of belongingness, that you are part of the guys who own this kind of NFTs. Then the next thing is if it's the first of its kind, and that is one thing that is really helping CryptoPunks, because it was the first in this space, so everybody wants to be part of history. So that is what is giving it its price. Another thing is its utility. Right now, when you look at a project like CryptoPunks, it doesn't have utility. It's just like a collectible, right? But there are some projects that are coming up now that are adding utility. When I say utility, this is what I mean. I mean that you are able to do something as a result of holding that NFT. Probably that NFT will give you access to some membership club somewhere, or that NFT will give you access to something. For example, if you remember the tweet that I said Jack Dorsey sold, what if Jack Dorsey comes out to say that, okay, anyone who buys this tweet will be eligible to have lunch with me every week? Now, I tell you that whoever is holding that that NFT of Jack Dorsey's tweet will be insanely rich, because there are some people who pay any amount of money to meet Jack Dorsey. Dorsey every week. And now we'll go into it, how you can find profitable NFT projects that you thousand from it, right? So we'll get into this. I takes the rarity of it. If it's first of its kind, is there of people who are backing this particular NFT? All right. So now, we've heard all these things. Now, what are the opportunities in this space? I believe that's the crux of this whole meeting. as an artist or as a collector. Now, I want to talk about 3 opportunities, okay? The first opportunity you can have is that if you're an artist, you can mint your art and earn from the sales and the royalties. And that's one beautiful thing about NFTs. After you mint your, when I say mint, I mean after you create and upload it onto that marketplace, right? You have the ability to sell it. And after your first sale, you are entitled to royalties as many times as your NFT would exchange hands. You are going to get royalties from that. And you have the liberty to set the price, the percentage that you want to receive from your NFTs. So that's the first opportunity. So this is going for all the people who are artists, professional artists, amateurs, whatever art you do, whether you're into music, you're into videos, whatever it is, like you have an opportunity here that you can actually mint your artwork and put it out for sale. Now, what if you're not an artist? You don't have that kind of creative flair and all those things. What you can do is that you can become a collector and then you flip them. So for example, people buy an artwork, and because the artwork is trending, they have the ability to sell it at a higher price. Okay, so I can buy an artwork for $1,000, I hold it, and then I sell it for probably $5,000. And this is happening. Recently, I checked the floor price. When you see any artwork, any art collection, there's a floor price. I checked the floor price of a particular art collection on Solana. It was around just 17 Solana or something like that. I came back and the floor price was about 100 Solana. So that tells you that 17 to 100, whoever bought that $17, 17 Solana worth of artwork can now sell it for at least 100, and that is insane profit. So you can go into collecting and then flipping artwork. The next thing, which is not on the slide, which I'll get into, is now let me be very clear with you concerning the NFT space. Okay, this NFT space is very risky. It may look very nice. You see a lot of colors and things around, but it's a very risky space. Even comparing it to cryptocurrencies, that is how serious it is, because the values of NFTs are tied to cryptocurrencies. But NFTs are very risky because of one particular reason. That is, it is a very illiquid market. Unlike cryptocurrencies that you can buy, and maybe you choose to buy any crypto, for example, Tezos. You buy Tezos for maybe $6. You can change your mind and sell it at that moment, right? 5 minutes later, 1 minute later, 3 seconds later, you can sell it and have your money back because it's very liquid. There's a lot of liquidity. Unlike that, NFTs are not very liquid. When you buy an NFT, there must be necessarily someone who sees it more valuable than the price you bought it, to buy it at a higher price before you can make a profit. So I know it looks so nice. There's a lot of hype about it. You go to YouTube, you go online, but the truth is that it is not just like that. As you see it, you feel like, okay, you can also buy an NFT today and tomorrow you make $100 million for that. It doesn't work like that. And I'm going to explain why I say it doesn't work like that. So if you don't want to expose yourself to so much risk, you can actually invest in NFT index, okay? And I'll explain that at the latter part of this presentation. All right, so to show that this whole NFT thing is not far from us, we have some NFTs in Africa, people doing stuff in the NFT space in Africa. So let's look at them. The first one is Osinachi. Yes, he is from Nigeria, and he's commanding about, I think, 5 figures from his NFTs. Okay, so he has some of his artworks on a marketplace called Binance NFT Marketplace. We'll look at that later. Okay, and then we also have MI. We know he's an artist also from Nigeria, and that shows you that music is also being featured as an NFT. The last time I checked, his collection was not yet out. He's working on it. So we have MI also doing something in this space. We have other artists in Nigeria, Zimbabwe, who are also doing a lot in the NFT space, right? That is why we are bringing this to Ghana, for the artists here to take advantage of this, because everything is moving digital. So if you're able to catch on to this trend early, you stand to make a lot of profit. All right. So let me go into the arts. Those who are into arts probably may be wondering if you could actually, how is the whole thing done? Okay, before that, we can even see that museums are also catching onto this trend, where the Uganda Museum has actually put out their physical artworks as NFTs. So it's really possible, even if you have physical artwork, you can mint it into an NFT, and I'll explain how that is possible. Aside this Ugandan Museum, the Russian Museum has also done something like that. They've partnered with Binance to do something like that. So everybody is catching onto this trend to the extent that these digital artwork have found their way into traditional art, auction centers like the Christie's. They have found their way there, and that shows you how things are, moving. So how do you convert your art into an NFT? And we are going to do a practical demonstration of it also. So that'll be at the latter end of this presentation. All right. So the first thing is that if you have a physical art, okay, it's possible. You can actually convert a physical art you have into an NFT. For example, you draw something on a paper, or it's a sculpture or something like that. You can actually mint it into an NFT. Though NFTs are mainly for digital arts, that is what sells in the NFT space. That's the truth. It's mainly for digital art. But if you have physical arts too, you can mint them into NFTs. And one way you can do it is by scanning the NFT or taking a photograph of it. And also, if it's like a sculpture or something like a plaque or something like that, what you can do is that you can embed an NFT chip into it, which can be scanned, and then it takes you to the marketplace where that particular NFT is being sold. So you can see that Uganda Museum, they have a lot of physical NFTs. Now they can have an NFT chip for it. And what happens is that that chip is going to be, that chip is going to take you to the marketplace that you can actually, see that NFT, and it is going to be shipped to you or something like that. So if you have a physical art, no worries, you can actually convert it into an NFT. All right. Now, another thing is that even if it is a physical art, some artists go to the extreme of burning their physical art, and then they document the burning process to assure the buyer that the digital piece is really unique. Okay, so you have a physical piece of work, you digitize it or you make it digital. What they do is that they can even do a demonstration, take a video of burning that physical piece of work to show you that indeed whatever NFT you are going to get is the unique one, right? It's the unique one, and there's no fake anywhere. So that has actually been done in reality. Some people bought an artwork from an auction house, and then they bent it, took a video of it, and attached it to the NFT just to let you know that this is the original. All right. So digital art can also be minted as an NFT, and that is the most common way. I would appreciate it if the mic of Richard is muted. I don't know. Please, can the host do that? There's some distraction. All right, thank you. Okay, right. So digital art can also be minted. We've talked about physical art, so I've showed the various ways that physical art can be minted. Now, digital art can also be minted, and that's the most appropriate format. So the process of converting that art, digital art into an NFT is not anything complex. In fact, you don't need any coding skills, you don't need any technical skills, you don't need anything like that. Okay, so it's called minting. The process of converting your artwork into an NFT is called minting. And then there are various marketplaces. I mean, there are various platforms that you can actually mint your NFT. So today, you can take an action that you have an artwork, you can actually mint it, and we will take you through the process. It's not anything difficult at all. All right. So as I said, it doesn't require any technical skills. The platform takes care of it. Okay. Anytime you interact with the blockchain, now these platforms that are there, these are the NFT marketplaces, just like a physical location. You want to buy a book, you go to a bookstore. If you want to buy groceries, you go to the supermarket. So in the same way, when you take NFTs, there are marketplaces for it. And then some of these marketplaces are Hikenank, Calamint, OpenSea, Rarible, we have Bakery Swap, we have Super Rare, we have Foundation, we have Nifty Gate, and the list goes on. One interesting thing is that these marketplaces are built on particular blockchains, okay? Particular blockchains. For example, Hikenank is built on the Tezos blockchain. OpenSea, that is the biggest NFT marketplace we have, is built on the Ethereum blockchain, though they have some integrations. They have integrated Polygon and Flow blockchains into it. Okay. Rarible, I think, is also built on the Ethereum blockchain. Bakery Swap is built on the Binance Smart Chain. All right. So these marketplaces are built on particular blockchains. And for now, most of the time, when you buy a particular NFT from a particular marketplace, or if it's built on a particular blockchain, for now it is hard to transfer it to another blockchain. So you need to put this in mind. Though I believe they are having some bringing some technologies where you can transfer one NFT from one blockchain to another. You know, those things are coming up, like those bridges and making it interoperable, like being able to transfer them and stuff like that. So those things are there, right? So you have to keep it in mind that when you when you buy a particular NFT from a particular marketplace, which is on a particular blockchain, you may not be able to transfer it. Okay, so how do you get paid when you mint your NFT? Now, what happens is that you get paid in cryptocurrency. Okay, so there are tokens because these platforms are built on particular blockchains. You get paid in those crypto. So, for example, when you take Hikenank, which is on the Tezos blockchain, when you sell your NFT there, you get Tezos, which is the coin. Okay, that's the Tez. You get a Tez, which is the native coin of that blockchain. When you sell on OpenSea, you get Ethereum. Okay, though I said there are other integrations like Polygon, but basically it was built on Ethereum. When you sell on Bakery Swap, you get you get BNB. That's the Binance coin. Okay, so based on wherever you sell, you get cryptocurrency, and that is what makes it unique, because these cryptocurrencies have the feature of an asset, so it increases in price. So, for example, you sell a particular artwork for $50. The next minute it can be $60, right? Because crypto is an asset. So that is how you get paid. All right. Now we are moving on to how to mint an NFT. So practically, we are going to see how it is to mint an NFT. And then I told you that there are so many platforms, but because we are from Tezos Ghana, we are going to be a little biased. We are going to use a marketplace, that is Hikenank, to mint a particular artwork. Now, the artwork we are going to mint is our flyer for this online meetup. All right, so we are going to go through the process from Hikenank. So let's go to the website Hikenank. So that is the website, hikenank.xyz. And then Hikenank just means here and now. It's from the Latin word. So here you can see a number of artworks here. Yeah, you can see them. So this is Hikenank, and that is how we are going to mint a particular artwork. So when you come to Hikenank, all you do is you go to the synchronize. Then they'll ask you to actually link your account to your wallet. Now, in order to be able to mint any artwork, you need a marketplace, you need a wallet. And this wallet, depending on which platform you are using, will tell you which wallet to use. So this is a Tezos marketplace. So we have so many preferences that we have. So we are going to use a particular one of them. Now, if we're going to use OpenSea, which is Ethereum based, the most common wallet use is the MetaMask, okay? Or you can even use Trust Wallet. Right? It really depends on which platform you are using. So we are going to use any of these Tezos based wallets, right? So we are going to use Kukai wallet. All right. So when you click on the wallet, when you come here, you go through the process that will tell you to give it permission to connect to the website, as you can see. So we give a permission, right? Okay, so right now you can see that when you go to the top there, you can see that we have something TZ That is our wallet address. It has been connected to the platform. So right now we can mint our NFT, we can buy an NFT, we can sell an NFT. Okay. And before you can buy and sell an NFT, you need to have some cryptocurrency in your wallet. So depending on whichever marketplace you are using, you need crypto. So for us, we have funded our Kukai wallet with Tezos, because that is what we are going to use. And in order to mint an NFT, you need to have crypto to do that, to pay for something we call gas fees. Okay, gas fees kind of is like, let me just call it the fuel to ensure that you're able to mint your artwork. Now, there's a little twist that because majority, as at January, February, March, there was so much pressure on the Ethereum blockchain. The Ethereum gas fees are so high. So it will take you about $50 to $100 to mint an artwork. And if you are an artist and you're just trying this whole thing out, this whole NFT thing out, it's not going to be wise. If you are just trying it out, you're going to pay gas fees of about $50 to $100 just to mint your artwork. So other blockchains also started developing their, marketplaces, and this is Tezos blockchain. And one interesting thing is that it costs even less than $1 to mint, basically, because they are very, very low transaction fees. Comparing to Ethereum, that has very, very high transaction fees right now. Okay, one of the major challenges in the NFT space is the high transaction fees, especially on those platforms, both on Ethereum. But for us here using Tezos, we have very low fees. So I would encourage anybody, any artist, you need to use a platform that charges low gas fees, so that you are making progress, even if you have not made any sales yet with your artwork. All right, so we are going through the process of minting. And I think I'll make Seth take over from here, so that if you could just take over. Right, so we click on objects. So we upload, they ask you to upload the particular artwork that you want to upload. So we say upload object. I think our internet is a little bit slow. All right. So yeah, here you'll be told to write a title for your artwork. So any title that you have. So we are saying Tezos Ghana NFT, second NFT flyer. So that is our title, right? Then we add a description. So you need to describe what your NFT is about. When this presentation is going to an end, I'll tell you why this thing is really important, why you should have a title and a description and all that. Now we can tag it, okay, so that when people come to the platform, they can use that particular hashtag to find your artwork. So we can tag it as probably Tezos, we can tag it as Africa, we can tag it with NFT, something, Ghana, yeah. So we have our tag, so yeah. Then the next thing you can see is additions. Now, I talked about rarity. That is how many collections you can have of a particular, or how many editions you can have of a particular NFT. So you can select if you want to make it just one unique collection, you want to make it one off, or you want to make 100 pieces of it. So that particular NFT, you can sell it 100 times. So there are 100 different collections, or 1,000. Now, one interesting thing is that the lower the number of editions, the higher the price, and the higher the number of editions, the lower the price, and the less rare it becomes. Okay, so we are going to do just one edition of it. Yeah, and then the royalties is the percentage that you want to take when someone sells your artwork. So no matter the number of times your artwork exchange hands in the secondary market, you're going to get 10% of that, and that is some cool passive income. So once you have filled in all the information, we are going to just let's go back to Hickenank. You're going to preview it. Very, very simple. So creating an NFT is not anything difficult at all. I believe you would have thought it's something so complicated. It is as easy as opening a Gmail account, right? So that is our NFT we are minting, and always ensure that it's an original artwork. It is yours. Don't go take any random work somewhere and come mint as an NFT, because you can face a lot of legal issues with that, right? So, yep, we pressed. Yeah, so we are minting our NFT, so it's preparing the object. It might take a little while. And then it's awaiting confirmation from our Kukai wallet. I told you that anytime you interact with a blockchain, you must necessarily pay some transaction fees. Okay, so that is it. I don't know, they are taking 0.001497, and that is even less than 10 cents. So that shows you the beauty of Tezos. The fees are very low. You won't get this on Ethereum platforms because you're going to pay from $50 to $100 as fees. I just hope that they do something about it. They add, these scaling solutions to help the artists out there. All right, so it may take some time for the confirmations to take place, right? Because anytime you perform a blockchain transaction, it undergoes some number of confirmations before you get it, right? So yeah, right. So it's unconfirmed right now, as you can see. So we are waiting for it to be confirmed, right? So okay, right. We'll move on to the next thing so that by the time it's ready, we can actually look at it. Okay, so the next thing is that I want us to look at some very crazy NFT collections that we have had. Let's go to OpenSea. Let's go to OpenSea. We are just going to look at some crazy NFT collections. So the first one we can look at is we can search for the CryptoPunks. So let's search for CryptoPunks. We're going to look at 3 crazy NFT collections. But I wouldn't advise anybody, even I don't need to advise you to not to buy, because when you look at the prices, I think you're going to stay clear of it. And that is why I'm going to tell you how to find profitable projects early, right? So CryptoPunks, as you can see, is checkmarked. And when we go through so we have 10K, we have 3.1K owners, and then this is the volume. So when you go down, these are the punks. Kindly, let's go through them. So this is one crazy NFT collection that we have. This is just a collectible. This is adds up to people's status, social class. Like they also own a CryptoPunk. All right. I think Jay-Z owns one of this. Snoop Dogg also owns one of this. So it's kind of some status. This is a collectible. This CryptoPunks has no utility. All right. For now, it has no utility. You can't benefit anything from it. Actually, some NFTs, when you buy them, it gives you access to be part of a club, to give you access to buy their merch. It can even, I think Mike Tyson has an NFT where you can have a one-on-one training session with him when you buy his NFT. So these are the utilities, these are the use cases. But for CryptoPunks, there's no utility. It's just benefiting from the fact that it was among the first. It was part of history. So people want to have this. Now, apart from CryptoPunk, we are going to look at Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now, this Bored Ape Yacht Club comes with utility because when you're part of the club, you have access to some perks in the community. It's more about community kind of thing. It's all about status, belongingness, right? And also, you have the access to receive some airdrops of some other, NFTs that they have. I think recently they did something about mutant Bored Ape Yacht, mutant ape or something like that. There are so many interesting things they are doing with this whole NFT space. So this is the Bored Ape Yacht Club. You can see that the prices there are not more 40 ETH, right? And these prices are insane, right? So these are selling for very, very insane things. So this is the next crazy NFT collection. I think the next one, I don't know whether we have Ether Rock there. It will amaze you that just rocks. I don't know if Ether Rock is over there, but if Ether Rock, let's check. Yeah. So I don't know if this is the original Ether Rock, but if you don't have Ether Rock, just check out Apache Penguins and let's see. We have Apache Penguins there. So that is another one that has garnered. Okay, I think it's PUDGY. I don't know if they have listed it on. Yeah, so we have the Apache Penguins over there. So this is another very hot NFT collection, and you can see that they all have one character with unique properties, and according to how rare the properties are, the price increases. Okay, and one thing is that if you're an artist, you can do this same kind of artwork, generate about 10,000 copies of this artwork. And the truth is that you are not going to uniquely design all the 10,000 copies. There are codes and softwares that are going to just generate all these 10,000 pieces for you, right? All you have to do is just to design the layers of the art. So that's it. So these are the crazy NFT collections that we have. So the next thing I want to say is that, so the question is, how do you find very profitable NFT artworks early? Now I'm going to use a tool, okay? And that tool is called rarity.tools. Rarity.tools. Let's go to rarity.tools. So if you want to get into this NFT space, before you even get into this NFT space, if you want to buy and sell, mostly the artists don't have a lot of risk, okay, because they are trying it out. And of course, if you use a platform that has low gas fees, you are trying the whole thing out. But as a collector, you have a lot of risk, because the thing is that when you go and buy an NFT that is already high in price, that has a very high floor price, it's highly probable that you're making any money, right? Nobody comes to buy your NFT and you have lost money. So the clue is getting to know an NFT on the day it is being launched. Okay, getting to know an NFT collection on the day it's being minted, and that is when probably you could make money from it, because I told you NFT space is highly liquid, but it is quite young and it's emerging, but it has come to stay. For me, that's my opinion. People are saying that NFTs are in a bubble, but for my opinion, of course, many NFTs you see today will not last, just like cryptos. 10 years ago, or 8 years ago, there were some cryptocurrencies which today have phased out because they couldn't keep up with the innovation. So in the same way, these NFTs, some of them will phase out, but some of them will remain, right? So it's just left with you that if you want to be a collector, when you come here, we can see that we have yesterday's sales and all that, but I want us to go to upcoming. So when you come to rarity.tools, go to upcoming. Here you're going to see all the upcoming collections that we have, and you are aware of them. So the first one we are seeing here is Angry Boas or whatever. And then you can see that it's going to be minted on 23rd. I don't know, it has been minted already. Right, let's go down and see. Yeah, the next one is Dino Gangs. Okay, so when you when you spot a collection like this, what do? You check out the date, it's tomorrow, and the time. And then you can see that the mint price is 0.048 ETH. Now, what you have to do is that you go to their Twitter. I don't know if you can just click on their Twitter to see. Sorry. Yeah. You come and check their following. They have about 5,000 followers. That shows you that there is a community which is backing it. People are excited about this project. So you can be on the lookout for it. When you check out the Twitter, the Discord of the project, and then there are not a lot of people following it, you need to stay away from the project, because most of these NFTs are dealing with community. You have people who are backing you, like you have people who are excited about the project. So this Dino Gangs is 0.04 ETH, 48 ETH. If you think you have the money and you want to go into these collections, you can come here and look at projects which are about to launch, and then you follow them, then you can participate in them. So that is one of the tricks or one of the hacks that you can get into projects way early before they become big. Okay, and always know that when you're making your money available for NFTs, just consider that you have lost them in a way, because it's highly liquid, as I said, very risky, even more riskier than cryptocurrencies. So you need to go with that in mind. All right, so let's go check if our artwork has been minted. Let's go check if our artwork has been minted. Yeah, so there we have it. I don't know. Yeah, internet is quite slow, but I think that basically you have gotten you have gotten how the maintenance is done. Let's go to manage assets, rather. Manage assets. Yeah, I think it may appear there. Let's go to creations. Yeah, no, it still didn't come. I think yeah, I think we may need to refresh it in a way. But basically, I believe we have gotten an idea. Okay, we have it here. So we need to send it. I don't know if you have to send it, because it's appearing here. So it's supposed to appear in our collections, but I don't know why it's not appearing in our collections. All right. Okay. So basically, that's how to mint an NFT. We are going to do a more detailed tutorial for all the artists who are interested, if you want to get into this space. And as I said, you don't just get up and do any random artwork and you expect that it's going to sell. There should be a story, there should be a context, there should be a theme for your artwork. Okay. And then you should have a following. If you're an artist, you should have a following such that you have an audience that you can show your works to and they can buy it. So don't think that you can just mint your artwork the next day it is selling for $1 million or something like that. You need to have realistic expectations. You don't be expecting to mint a token, pay the gas fee, and have rich buyers lining up to bid on your work. Most who have tried their hand at selling NFTs will attest that it is not the case. No, NFTs might open up opportunities for digital art to be bought and sold, but it doesn't mean it's going to instantly cause someone to buy your art when they wouldn't have done it on a normal day, right? So the artists who are making money from selling NFTs, this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the crux of it. The artists who are making money from NFTs are, for the most part, those who already have a huge fan base. And it makes sense. Okay, people who are not even artists are making money. That's why the celebrities are trying to cash in on this whole thing, because they have a huge fan base. For example, in Ghana, when we have somebody like, for example, Shatawale comes with NFTs, right? People are going to buy it, especially if the NFT comes with utility. For example, the NFT can come with a utility that you have a VIP ticket to every event of his in any country. Another one can be you have an exclusive meeting with him to party and chill with him every month. He can sell these NFTs and people are going to pay insane amounts for it. So that is the truth. Those who are actually making money, either they have huge fan base or they have a community that is rooting for them. So the artist who does not have an existing fan base, you need to work extremely hard. It's not impossible to make money with NFTs, but I just want to bring your expectations to the low, that because you have had so much money being flown in this space, don't just expect that you're just going to make those amounts of money in just a short while. Your NFT will be among thousands or probably millions of NFTs, because when you look at this platform, there are so many artworks here, so many, right? So the likelihood of someone with so much money finding your artwork may be low, but I'm not here to convince you not to go into NFTs. Then there would have been no point of this. What I'm telling you is that this space is incredibly new, it's huge, and as an artist, you can give it a shot. That is why you actually need some guidance, okay? We have an agency who, what we do is that we are helping artists, professional amateur artists, to actually come up with concepts. If you want a collection, 1,000, 10,000, whatever you want, you need some guidance onto which marketplace to put your artwork. We have an agency, Tezos Ghana. We are assistant artists who really want to put their works out there. So I believe probably Seth is going to talk more about that later. So you can contact us if you're an artist, if you know other professional artists who might be interested. We could talk about it and they can mint their artworks. If you're not professional, you're even an amateur, you can do a one-off collection, whatever it is. Just ensure that you have a concept, you have a story, you have a theme, you have some people who are rooting for your work and they can buy it at the prices you'll be selling it for. And then we can even help you know how to price your artwork, right? So that is it. When you are selling NFTs, you should already have a social media following or a website. So you need to make sure you have the links to your platforms where the buyers can buy, and you need to promote your artwork, right? So that is basically it. I believe that this presentation, I want to stay in time. This presentation has covered everything that we outlined. And then this is our NFT. As you can see it over there, it has been listed, right? So someone can just go to this platform, objects.com. We listed it on Hekenank, but it appears, when you come to object.com here, you can see the Hekenank collections, and then you can go and find our collection there. So somebody can just come and look at this, our collection. Someone can find Meetup and then buy it for, I don't know how much we price it. Yeah, we had to go and add our price to it. We've not done that yet. Okay, so that is it for this NFT talk. We're going to leave some time for questions, okay? But before the questions, I mentioned that investing in NFTs is risky because it's a highly liquid market. So a specific artwork may have low liquidity. Therefore, from an investment point of view, I'm not a financial advisor, but from an investment point of view, I think if you can't expose yourself to so much risk, you can actually try investing in the NFT ecosystems. Okay, and then these ecosystems have been put into index. We have something called the stack index. I think we have the Pi DAO. All these are indices which combine a number of NFTs in the space. So you can have maybe the Decentraland, you can have Axie Infinity, you can have so many NFTs which have ecosystems, right? Very, very important because the NFTs must have utility, not like a random avatar somewhere that is just a collectible. Now, most of the NFTs are adding utility to it so that it's going to encourage people to hold these NFTs. And I believe this is the way that will make this whole industry a bubble because people are criticizing the NFT space heavily. But I believe that it's the beginning of something great that is happening. So being aware of it and positioning yourself right will really help you. Probably I'm going to share this index. If you are interested in it, we're going to talk about it later. So this is the central land I talked about, where you can buy a virtual land and then develop it. We also looked at some collections on Tezos. We have Tezos. Let's go look at the Tezos collection. Yeah, so this is Tezos. So you can see that it's basically like a lizard with so many other things around it. And these things are not easy to create. As we said, we have an agency. So if you have an idea or a concept, you can bring it. We'll guide you how to generate all these. There are softwares and codes that can help you. So the artist didn't design all these things individually. No, it's going to be time wasting. There are actually softwares and codes that are going to help you do that. All right. So I'm going to bring my presentation to an end here. And I think, Seth, you can take over if you have anything to add up. And if there are no more questions, then you can call it a day. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Vicentia. So yeah, so I think I don't have anything to add, but this is time for the questions. So please, if you have any questions, just ask and get your answer now.
Yeah, so if anyone has any question, you can just ask about it. About any aspects that we touched on, either on how to find NFT projects early or what is affecting the price or anything, or you want to get into NFTs, whatever it is. If there are no questions, then you can just, yeah, you can just call it. All right. I think there are no questions. Probably if there are questions, you can just ask later.
Someone put questions.
What are the legal framework in place for this space? Yeah, legality is an issue right now. Even the crypto space is under a lot of fire when it comes to legal stuff. But in the NFT space, legal stuff are really, really here. The first legal thing here is that you have to ensure that you don't go and bring someone's artwork. Okay. So for now, what people can do is that they can just use the creative legal laws that are there. For instance, I go and pick a random artwork on Google and go and mint it on a platform. That creator can, sue me for that because I've infringed upon the reproductive rights or the creative rights of of that particular artwork. So that's why I emphasize that you need to ensure that you are the original owner of the artwork. You don't just go put any random artwork by an artist there and expect that you can go scot-free. Okay, so actually some of these platforms also have people who check the artworks before they actually minted. Other platforms is instant, but they do have people who go through the artworks to ensure that they are original. So when it comes to legality, things are very serious here. Though we don't have laws on the NFT crypto space right now, country by country, people are bringing up their own laws. They are facing the SECs and the governments and stuff like that. But when it comes to legal matters, of course, we have legal matters in here, such that when you go use someone's artwork and sell it as an NFT, you can be in hot water for that. So that is one of the legal aspects of it. Also, I think there was this artwork by Beeple with Donald Trump. And I don't know, maybe we can search for Donald Trump Beeple artwork. Probably just search for it and let's look at it. Now, one issue with that artwork is that they may face some sanctions from the Donald Trump family. So because of the kind of artwork and how it looked. So that is another side of the legality, the kind of artwork you put out. If it is going to infringe on, okay, there was one where he was on the White House and the people were fighting. I don't know if that's like he was totally naked, something like that. I don't. If you don't find it, I just wanted to use as an example because if you use certain personalities also in your artwork without their knowing or they being okay with it, that can also cause some issues for you. Right now, there has not been any legal attack on people for that, but people speculate that the family can sue him for that particular artwork. So these are the things that it comes into this. The fact that you go and use someone's artwork, and another thing is the kind of context or the kind of message you bring out in your artwork can be worrying, or people who are involved in the artwork can just hold you accountable for that. Let's look at the one, the syringes and all that. I think, was it Donald Trump? I don't know. He has a number of artworks about Donald Trump, and people raise some issues concerning it, something like this one, you see. So yeah, so those are some of the things that you can face in terms of legalities, and people can really hold you for that. Yeah. Right. So I guess I've answered your question. If you have any other question, you can. Right. So I think I've answered Elisha's question, sorry. That's Axie Infinity. Right now we can't do a lot of things on this call. So if you have some gamers, some serious gamers amongst us, you can now start playing games to earn real money. You battle collect. This is a Pokemon style game. All right. So it costs some money to even start playing the game, but there are scholarships there to help you. It's really, really interesting. So you get to know some of these things. All right. So if there are no more questions, you are welcome, Elisha. If there are no more questions, I think we can just round it up right now. Okay, so Seth, if there are any last words.
Okay. So I don't think I have any last words. I just say that yeah, thank everyone for coming, and yeah, this meeting will be posted on our YouTube. So in case you didn't know, we have a YouTube channel that you can check out. So we post. We are going to post it on our YouTube. Yeah. Yeah.
So Felix, it will be posted on the channel so that you could have access to it.
I will put the channel in the link. We will also put it in our WhatsApp group. So I guess if you are not in our WhatsApp group, there's a link to join.
Yeah, and on the group too, you can ask questions about, if you have more questions, and also about the agency we told you about. If you're an artist, some artists, you want to go into the NFT space, right? It's a very beautiful idea. You don't have so much to lose. You just have to be creative. So we can assist you with that one too. If you want to start collecting NFTs, of course, there are guidelines. I mentioned most of them in this call, but there are other things I get to know. So you know that you don't just go buy any random NFT just for buying sake, because you need to look out for a number of factors. Even go to the website of that particular project to see if there are any use cases or utility that will, cause the demand of that NFT to go high, right?
Okay, so that's it. Yeah, so I think I don't know that. So yeah, so you can join our WhatsApp group if you are not there already. And once we upload the image, sorry, the recording, we'll put it there for everyone. So thanks to everyone who was able to make it. Yeah, see you later.
All right.
Bye.
All right. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for coming, and we hope to hear from you soon. Goodbye.